Hey folks, this is Mike Lim for your EQSense daily and weekly market recap for today, December 14th, 2012. So we saw an extremely boring day. Markets were a little moved considering how things were, where we were at the open today. So we saw huge volume at the open, but after the first 5 to 10 minutes, we saw it basically fade away and just normally flat. So if you look at the S&P here, I mean, we just channeled here and here before we actually had to, before it gave away and go all the way down to 1411. So this was 1406 on the S&P futures for the March expiries. So, this blue line is 200-day moving average. So again, the stock market was definitely looking really hard for direction. Perhaps the biggest story was Apple as they released the iPhone 5 in China. What's interesting is that there were two things that happened overnight. UBS cut its price target from 780 to 700, which apparently they've been saying is the reason why Apple actually gapped down in the first place. I doubt that it was what it was. It was mainly buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, and they weren't seeing a lot of demand in China, and we weren't really surprised by this because if you were Chinese and you're waiting in China and the iPhone is being built in your country and you had to wait 2 more months to get that there and you have to pay extra, you can just see the flaw in this logic right here, right? Why would you pay more for a phone that you made in your own country and they basically did not even treat you, right by waiting for 2 more months? They should have at least, released Apple globally at the same time like they did for everyone else anyway. So Apple here definitely 505 again got tested. This is the second time we tested it and it actually bounced off. So at least it solidifies a double bottom there. The one thing that I still will point out is that the markets are still pretty bullish, and you're wondering why I think that, but the fact of the matter is they haven't still sold off heavily. And if you can see here, we're still really about 13 points away from 1400 on the S&P index. And if the bears were really in control, they should have been at 1400 by now. So maybe we'll get that next week, maybe not. But the one thing that we always maintain is that we still maintain that the S&P will still close out this year at 1420. Just because Santa Claus rally is going to happen soon, and we're getting close to Washington's recess here, even though they said that they're going to be around while during the Christmas week and whatnot, but we still think that they're not going to do anything, and the market's just going to rally regardless. And you've noticed that today with how the euro was today too. So just a couple of stocks to note. SLB got punished today because they issued a really bad fourth quarter earnings outlook. So they were down by 365 there. Facebook definitely got punished again today. 30 is always a level we always like to kind of look at in short. We didn't go into this, but at least you can see a nice double top there. So those of you who saw that and shorted Facebook from yesterday, then got paid pretty nicely. So moving over to Forex. So yeah, we saw the Euro USD rally today, and really pretty simple reason. We had more positive Euro news, and that's why we continued to go higher on the Euro. And at the same time, with the dollar continuing to sell off and daily rollouts, Euro traders actually took advantage of this. I'll go to futures here, be easier. So again, events to note for next week. We have the Japanese elections on Sunday. We have the Bank of Japan monetary policy meeting on Wednesday and Thursday. That's Asian time. So depending on who wins, the BOJ has already promised that they're ready to ease by next week. So there's no speculation. They said they are going to ease, and no one's going to be able to control them from doing so. So if the LDF, the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe actually wins, he is pro-stimulus. Now, again, as mentioned yesterday, there's a lot of arguments as to where we could go. And again, it's basically anywhere goes at this point. We ask for its support, but if we're gonna use sentiment here and they're gonna sell off, there is no way that they would actually be, bringing the yen up. If it does go back up, I would probably look to short again at 121.85. We did take a short into the weekend, and we are managing it pretty tightly. We won't be shocked if we do lose, I guess, a bit, but we are holding because there's the monetary policy meeting for Wednesday and Thursday. For next week in the U.S., we have housing on tap, housing data, PPI, CPI, and the usual initial jobs claims on Thursdays. Other than that, nothing majorly market moving. The main focus still is the fiscal cliff. And at the same time, in the Eurozone, not much going on as well. They already did, like the Eurogroup did say, on Thursday or Friday there in Europe that, they still have a lot of work to do. Greece is only, tip of the iceberg, and they're more concerned about Cyprus. And that's why we were so shocked that the euro actually rallied, given all the bleak comments from the politicians. So, moving forward for next week, again, we're expecting more of the same. This is the second Friday now where it's just been absolutely horrible. So, we want the Fridays back, but if this is already starting to be the Christmas rally or Christmas swoon, then, we'll just have to revisit volatility back in January. So that means that, to play from Monday to Thursday and just kind of live with higher premiums, or just go with other stocks and other assets that make it easier for you and be more comfortable. Oh, and I'll point out one last stock, Halliburton. Halliburton did pretty okay. Remember we said that the oil space is going to be pressured in the next few days and stuff. So those of you who saw this, and this is a longer term kind of resistance level here, right? See, so those of you who did see this and saw that there was some sort of resistance here in Halliburton and shorted, as you can see here, that is a previous resistance level, neckline. Those who took that short there got paid. These 34 puts were trading at 50 cents on Wednesday. They were worth $1.40, I think, today. So 2 days. Really cheap, spend like spend $5,000 to buy 100 contracts, make $10,000. Not too bad. So, definitely take advantage of stocks that are really good at technicals. Halliburton, I really love Halliburton because they, technicals are great with them. They don't move as fast as they used to, but they do pretty well for what they have. So Monday again, continue to have the fiscal cliff talks, and of course today I will leave with a moment of silence and reflection. And it's unfortunate that what happened in Connecticut, and it's unfortunate that it even happened in the first place. What's even more disgusting is that it happened to children. And I know that you guys have already seen President Obama's press conference. So, I'm not going to go speak to the politics of whatever, but things like this, it's not right. Something needs to be done. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has to be with gun control or better controls of anything really, but it has to stop. And for us here from the staff, we'll keep those families and of course those children that have perished in that terrible event, in our thoughts and in our prayers. And Gavin and I have also donated online onto their directly to their cause, and all of my Apple profits from today actually I've donated. So it's something that we hope that would never ever happen again, and we'll continue to pray that we will never have these horrible events. And I will leave it a moment of silence, and I wish you guys a wonderful weekend.